What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you guys part 4 of the Can We Make a Get Home Bag out of Temu products. Now, this is going to be a general overview of these products, guys. This is not a review of these products. That is going to come in the future when I can get more time with the items. I'm going to show you what we have so far through 3 different purchases, 3 different orders, and I think we're starting to really get things rounded off. Now, I have the bag here. This is something that I ordered through them. Now, because we are so far zoomed out, it'll be a little hazy possibly, but this bag was gotten through Temu for a matter of a couple dollars. None of these items in this bag cost more than $20. I'll have links to all this stuff down below in the description. I think this bag was a couple bucks, and no, it is not a Mystery Ranch bag. It's not a Maxpedition bag, but it is a backpack. It has this tensioning system on the front, so you can kind of latch things to the front. It's just a very minimal backpack, or it's like a backpack, kind of a gym bag in a sense, if you will. The straps are not that heavy duty, but I have this thing loaded with all this gear, and I left it hanging by one of the straps so I could see if it would break, if it could hold this weight, and no issues. And it's been hanging like that for I think 3 or 4 days now at this point, and I would say there's probably like 15 pounds of gear in here, maybe somewhere in that ballpark. Let's go ahead and we'll get this off the table, and I will show you guys what we have in the bag. Before we pull the bag completely down, I do have this attached to one of the zippers, and so far this compass it's right. It's dead on. So this was just a matter of a couple of dollars, and so far so good. It is holding true. Now, I do have a couple of different fixed blades in this pouch. I think maybe like 4 of them, somewhere in that ballpark. And like I said, none of these knives are very expensive at all. So we have a little fixed blade here, a Tanto G10 handles. They do have some texturing to them, very lightweight. And as you can see, watch the compass. Now, it's not going to do very good with the knife in there, but it does seem to work when the knife is not in there. I think that should be a given. That is north where it's pointing, and that is south. So that is, it's correct. It also has a diamond-like sharpening rod, and I've been using that to try to get this kind of sharpened up to see if it works, and it is doing okay. Maybe like 20 or so passes so far with it, and it seems to be working okay. It came with this lanyard, and it also has a mini ferrocerium rod here, and it does work. Now, the sparks kind of sometimes tend to hit this part of the sheath here, so I just was merely seeing if it worked, and it's working. So real world wise, that is yet to be determined. And then this also, what does this have? Oh yeah, it has a signaling mirror on the back. So this is kind of like an all-in-one contraption. Very, very inexpensive. But if you're looking for items to back up, primary items, or you're looking to try something, to see if you like it, and maybe get something more expensive down the road, this is a perfect way to do so. Whether it's trying a blade shape or a certain piece of gear, which I have a couple of things that I wanted to get before I really spent more money on them, right? Here we have a utensil set That's going to house, it's got the rubber case or the plastic case here. It's not rubber. And it does latch on there pretty good. You get a little spoon, ladle type deal. You get a butter knife, and you get a decent little fork. And they seem pretty decent for what they are. I think they were $1, and they have a ton of different colors and options. So that kind of is what it is, and I could use some more items like this, you know, in the truck or in the bag. So it's nice to have some items like that. I also got a pair of rescue shears. They're sharp. They seem to work pretty good. They're kind of like a knockoff of some other companies, but for like $2, it was worth the try. And they seem to work pretty decent. I have good trauma shears, you know, from North American Rescue. I have 2 of them actually, but I wanted to have and try a backup, you know, from Teemu and see how they worked. And they seem to be pretty good, especially for $2 compared to $30, $20 to $30 sometimes in a more premium state. So comparatively, if you wanted to try something like this, see if you like it, see if it fits in the kit that you're doing, stuff like that, that's also another good option. And I'll bring out a couple more fixed blades. You might, if you've been following along with this series, you'll remember this one from part 3 that came from that package. We have textured G10, 9CR 18 MOV steel, nice straight back drop point style of blade, little lanyard hole there. We also have a decent Kydex like sheath, good retention, a nice click in there. There's no rattly, so not too bad. And this, like I said, probably $7. Comes with a little lanyard chain, nothing too crazy, nothing too expensive, and I'm sure it would get the job done, you know. I don't think it's full tang. I think it has a little rat tail that comes down in here. That's the way it feels anyway. Because of the way this is done, I don't think it's full tang. So it wouldn't do the best in a heavy use scenario. But to have a spare blade on you, that would do the trick. Now, this is kind of a Gerber knockoff, I believe. And this is one we're really going to put to the test. It looks full tang the way it's constructed. We also have those rubber grips that provide a ton of texture. I cannot tell you what the steel is because I don't know, but it actually came with a decent edge. I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of, you know, 5CR, it may be 8CR if we were lucky, but I'm not sure about that. This is probably one of the more expensive fixed blades out of the ones I'm going to show you. They definitely have some more expensive ones on Teemu, but for the money, this would be a decent backup fixed blade to kind of throw in the vehicle. It's got a decent sheath. It's got different mounting positions and systems. So, you know, not a bad option if you're looking to save some money and try out a fixed blade. You know, maybe you haven't ever had a fixed blade and you want to just try one very cheaply. That might be a good way to do so. You can also get braided line through Teemu, which I decided to do because I don't have any in my kit. I wanted to try it. It's 80 pound, 50 millimeter test. So we'll see how that works, but should be pretty strong, pretty good stuff. And then you can also get different lengths and hanks of paracord. I just got I forget how many feet this is, but I just wanted to see what it was about, see if it worked, you know, that sort of thing, see if it held up. We're going to put that to the test here within the next week, but seems like every other paracord. I think this was $1 or 50 cents for this hank of cord here. So nothing crazy, just seeing what it's all about. The other thing I want you guys to remember that are still here, I'm not trying to sell you any of this stuff. Doesn't matter to me if you buy any of it or not. I'm just merely trying to show you what Temu offers, what they have, and what it's like. So that way, you know, you might have something in mind, and I have it here. You can kind of get my, you know, 2 cents on it. Here we have, I wanted to try one of their saws, and this is something I just got. So I haven't gotten to take this guy out yet, but it has a nice rubber handle here. It's going to be plastic, so it's not going to be, but there's some decent ones that are plastic out there right now that cost a lot more than this. So plastic really isn't that big of a deal. The lock seems pretty good. It's almost like a latch system that locks into the tang there. That is plastic as well, but it seems to work pretty good. You can see it latch in behind the tang of the saw there, and then it does have a safety position there in case it, you know, were to start to close. You hit the button or something, it will lock there before it closes on your hand. But so far, this seems decent. I'm going to be taking it out and seeing, you know, how it actually performs. But off first impressions, it seems pretty decent. I also got a couple of their just El Cheapo emergency blankets, nothing special. I wanted to give them a shot. I have several different companies' Mylar blankets like that, so I can put it up to, you know, compare it and contrast it with some of the other companies out there. This is one of the other things I got from Temu that I wanted to try, see if it works, and if it does, I'll get a second one that is maybe a little bit more on the premium end. So what we have is one of them. I threw this in the bag that the backpack came in. Yeah, that backpack fit in this little bag. But perfect place to throw the little stove that I got. And folds closed nicely and opens up, and this is basically like a little travel stove. So definitely very interested in trying this guy out, and it was like $2. They probably have 10 or 12 different ones that are all very similar, and they range from $2 to, you know, $5. Then they have bigger ones, you know, like the real big foldable ones. They have ones like that. So they have a bunch of stuff like this, and I highly recommend, whether you get it from Temu or somewhere else, have a couple different options when it comes to cooking, even if it's for an option at home. You know, say the power goes out, having a couple different options is good. You can use them if the power goes out. If your stove breaks or your oven breaks or something like that, you know, having a propane stove, like a camp stove, having a couple different options like this. It's just a good idea to have around. Then you add in the layer of maybe going camping or hiking. Having one would be great. Having one in the vehicle, you know, just in case, would be great. They don't take up a lot of space, but if it works good, then you have a way to cook a can of soup or, you know, whatever. Next up, I got this crazy headlight off there because I'm a big fan of headlights. I have a bunch of them, and I just kind of wanted to see what it was all about. And it does come with the head strap. I just don't have it out here right this second. And this is big and bulky, but it's very, very lightweight. This is basically just a plastic housing for these lights. There's nothing else in here. It's very, very lightweight for 5 lights to be there. Very lightweight, and everything is right there. Your USB charger and your power button, and it does get pretty bright. It's not too shabby at all, especially when you have all of them on. You have that throw. The middle one is more of a throw, and then the 2 on each side is more of your spread. So you get a decent output out of this little headlight. And like I said, a couple of bucks for that. And I'll get the strap out here if I can find it. Decent little strap, nothing crazy, but we'll be putting that to the test as well. Also, I picked up another utensil. Like I said, I wanted and needed a couple more. It's actually got a sharp end for a knife. It's got a little gut hook type of deal there. This also doubles as a whistle, and it works. It's okay. And then you have your spoon fork combo down here. This will definitely be going in my bag when I'm done creating, on this stuff. Seems very well made. It's got a lot of capability, and it's very, you can actually get a decent grip on it because it's actually long enough, and got some pokey teeth. It's actually got the sharpened end there, and you have the whistle capability. So, and it won't take up much space, and those are very cheap. Also got this system here. It comes with the striker. It comes with the leather sheath here. It comes with the leather banding. It comes with a nice sized bellows, which is good to have. This kit right here would be worth buying just to get the bellows. I have a bellows that's probably like 15 bucks. And this whole kit here, is 5, 6, 7 bucks, something like that. And it comes with a ferrocerium rod. It works. It's got a wood handle on it. Nothing special, nothing crazy, but it does work. And it's an all-in-one kind of combo here. You have the striker, you have the ferro rod, and you have your bellows. Once you get that ember rolling or get that fire rolling, you can have that concentrated airflow. This is a nice little kit for a couple of bucks. Be good to, kind of get started and get an idea of how a ferro rod works and all that stuff. They also sell tinder on there, and this stuff actually works pretty decent. I actually have a video up, I believe, with me using this with a Blackbeard arc lighter, and it works, and it burns actually for a decent amount of time. That was like $1. So nothing, too crazy, and like I said, the crap works. I also got this little mini pair of skizzers, which I will definitely be throwing either in my pack or in my truck. I have another pair that's just like these. They're not from Temu, but they're the exact same thing, and they go into a nice little package like that. And scissors are a must-have, and having a couple pairs, would not be a bad idea. So, and these were like 50 cents or $1, something like that, and they go into a nice little package there, if you can get them closed up under the camera. So 50 cents, $1, definitely worth the price of admission. Then we have this little neck knife fixed blade here. Comes with this leather sheath, comes with a little lanyard paracord there. And then you have your nice little blade there. Not going to be much for bushcrafting or anything like that, but you could do some very light duty, just kind of having that blade on you, that must-have blade type of a deal. And it comes with a decent little sheath. This was a couple of bucks, guys, and I just thought it looked cool, so I figured I'd pick one up. And then I think we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Oh yeah, this is a cool item, and one item that I was able to get through Teemu, and I didn't have to spend the $30 on it or whatever it is to get a decent one. They were like 30 bucks. I think I paid, 12 bucks for this, and we're going to put it to the test, but it seems pretty decent. They have a couple of different sizes. I kind of went with the mid-sized one because I didn't want the biggest one, because I didn't want, the bigger these are, the more resistance, because this is going to be thicker. The place for you to shove your branch or stick or whatever you're using to wedge through there looks very nice. It's wider on one end and closes in on the other. We're going to put it to the test, but it looks pretty decent. And like I said, this was under 15 bucks. So under the price, under double, you know, it's the good ones on like Amazon, say, are double this price and then some. So my only question is going to be, how does this area hold up? And we're going to find out. It looks decent. So time will tell. We're only going to know how decent this stuff really is after we get done testing it. But I plan on testing every single item here, the backpack included, hanging weight in it, seeing how it holds up, all the knives we're going to use, the saw going to use and test, more tinder we're going to test. You know, all this stuff is going to get tested and put on camera at some point. That way you guys know, does it work, how does it work, and ultimately, is it worth the cost? You know, and I don't blame you if you jump out and go snag something that you want to try out. Ferro rod, the auger, the saw, fixed blade. I've actually had an overwhelming amount of people tell me how many times, different times, that they wanted to get something but didn't want to spend a ton of money, so they went to Temu to try it out before they bought that more expensive part, you know. So, because you can definitely go spend 40, 50, 60 bucks just on a rod. And I have them, you know. But this is a good medium to test it out and try it, get your skills honed in, and then go out and make that big purchase on a handmade, you know, premium ferro rod. I have one right here. I'll show off quick. This is what a handmade premium ferro rod looks like right here. My buddy makes these. These are not cheap, not crazy expensive, but he hand does these handles. He hand makes these cuts, sands, micarta and G10 for an inlay. Nice thick rod. You can see the difference in the rods, all the way around, all the differences. This is a good handmade ferro rod. And then you also have a couple companies who make good ferro rods. Exotac, Blackbeard, they both make, you know, outstanding ferrocerium rods. So you can get something like that, learn how to use it, you know, see if you like it, and then you can bump up to items like this that are way higher in quality. And it can be said, that same thing can be said for every single item on the table here. Hope you're enjoying this series. We're going to continue this series with a part 5 here within the next week or so, where we're going to be testing some of these items and seeing how they fare. Hit that thumbs up button. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. If you're new here or you've been here before and you're still not subscribed, well, hit that subscribe button for me. I would love to have you here. Even though that's my other channel, do it here anyway. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.